Hello everyone, Starfish Girl here, back for another video of the 7th guest. We are currently hanging out outside of the room here after we have just seen the scene where the lady kills the magician. And we are... what the heck? Okay. There we go. The game was being stupid because I had clicked off of it to start the video and I couldn't get it back on. Anyways, this is okay, never mind. I don't know why I just did that. Anyways, we are about to head. We cannot go in. Okay, yeah. Funny story to tell you actually, which think I'm gonna add to the end of this video, but let's go to the map for a second and just see. Alright, so we have that room is open, those two are done. I know I've probably said this before, but I'm going to be checking the map like a bazillion times during this just to get my bearings from video to video, because sometimes I play them right in a row and sometimes it's a few days later, so I want to make sure I remember specifically what I've done. Anyways, yes, we have these two rooms left. Okay. Alright, farewell. Wow, I couldn't even remember how to get back. Yeah, so I had an attempt to start this video previously, and I didn't make it anywhere because when checking the map and then returning to the hallway to go to the next place, I accidentally hit restart, and I had to redo both things that I just did. I had to redo everything that I solved in the last video and get back here again because I hadn't saved it. So yeah, that was not fun. Ooh, ghost, you scare me. Not. She used to though. She used to really scare me. Alright, well, I also had an attempt. I think it was after coming back and solving those, I had an attempt. Well, it was the same attempt. I solved those puzzles and I came back and I thought, well, I'll just continue playing where I left off, and I thought the video wigged out because I thought there was more to their conversation than that. But apparently not. So I restarted it again on purpose and then saved it, and here we are. So I guess I restarted it for no reason the second time, but unimportant. Let's actually get somewhere, seeing as we're already 3 minutes into this video. Anyways, alright, as you can see, we are right outside of this room next to the stairs, which you saw on the map. I'm not going to do it again because it's going to put me outside in the hallway, so let's go in. Whoa. Weird. Alright, I don't know why it does that, but as you can see, there's a brain on the bed. There's not really anything that we can look at. It's a typical bedroom, obviously. So, not really anything to talk about. We might as well.
Skipping 3s and skipping 5s. Perhaps that's how one derives the answer to this wordy tale. But you won't win. You're bound. There are stars in space, but no spaces are allowed here. Only stars.
Except that this is easy because I've done it before, so I pretty much remember it, I think. Most of the puzzles I do, for the most part. This one especially, I don't know why, I just remember it really well. So if you can tell from what he's saying, these black dotted spaces are spaces. And the ones that are light colored are the stars, so we have to click on those and not the spaces. And if you can guess from what Staff said, skipping 3s and skipping 5s, that's basically what we have to do. So this is where we start, and as you can see, the eyeball is appeared on the 3rd space and the 5th space. But if we start with the 5th space for the E, it doesn't really make sense because then our 3rd space is a star, and a regular E by itself isn't a word. Also the 1, 2, 3, is that H? Yeah. EH or E, and you can't have a space, so that doesn't make sense. EH doesn't really make a word. So it's kind of obvious that the first letter to start this off is a T.
What did Stoff mean by 3s and 5s?
I forgot he talks. Alright, well, the next logical conclusion, this will show us which we have available to us, and the only thing that is available is this H, so
I can't just step anywhere.
makes sense. Now we have the option of a U, a star, or an E. But THU doesn't really make sense, and TH by itself isn't a word, so we can't put a star there. So it's kind of obvious that the only choice is E. Now, following the way that this is laid out, we can't go anywhere here. The only option is this star, so that's obviously next. And the star is basically the space between the words. Following that, the only option left is the S. So this kind of solves itself in a way, given the options. S by itself is not a word. So we know the next logical letter is K, which means Y. Then the space. It's kind of obvious, the sky. Now, the only other thing is a D or an I. And if we do the D, then our next choice would be D, a space, which is not allowed, or a Y, or a U. But DY doesn't make sense. And if we do the U, then DUR or DU blank, that doesn't make sense. DUR blank or DUR doesn't really make sense. So it's kind of obvious that the choice here should be the I. Now, yes, don't worry, we're going to come back to this in a second. It all works out. S or Y, but IY doesn't make sense, so IS. And then that brings us to the space over here. The sky is, now we have a choice of R, and that's the only choice, so it's kind of obvious. Now, we got to take this one out of the way since it's the only one left up here. And then followed by the D. So the sky is Rud. I'm assuming that's a Y. Yes, I was correct. Okay. The sky is ruddy. Here's the space. Now, the only thing left is another space, which doesn't make sense. Or a Y. So, Y. O. U. It's really spelled out for us right there. Your. And then this is going to send us up to the top. It's going to go there. So now the rest of the sentence is going to come down here, if I remember correctly. Okay, so the sky is ruddy. Your, well, your R doesn't, well, R, but then it would be another space, which doesn't make sense. Or S, but RS doesn't make sense, and R space doesn't make sense. So it's obvious that it's an F next. Yeah, I was right, okay. And the only other option is T, or, no, is that a T? No, that's an L. I knew it wasn't a T, but I couldn't figure out what it was. Yeah, that's an L, okay. So we have A or L. If we go with L, full, fla, full, flaw space, no, L, A, T, flat. The sky is ready, you're flat. Fleet? That doesn't really make sense. Oh, but fate does. That makes sense. Okay. So your fate. Sky is ready, your fate. Now I'm assuming it's obviously a space. Did we do that one? I don't know. I guess not. Fate. Okay. Well, we have an option of I. And that's the only thing open, so it's obviously I. Now, id doesn't make sense because there's no other way to do it that way. So, S is the only logical letter next. And we have to take care of this. So it's obvious the last word is bloody. Because it's basically spelled out for us. Except we have to go to this one and then this one because of the way the 3s and 5s were. So the sky is ready, your fate is bloody. Nice.
Don't think you'll be so lucky next time.
Cruel.
You know the others will try to beat us. But it doesn't have to be that way. Not if you and I work together. We can solve Stump's puzzle. We can win. You can get what you want, and what is it that you want? Edward, shall I try to guess? I know where the puzzles are to be solved. I know where the puzzles are. I'll take you there. But first...
The smells. It's changing. I can't breathe. I'm sick.
I will give you everything. I will give you what you want.
I always thought that was weird because his head turned into like a ram thing and then went back to normal, and I never understood that. I still quite don't. Now there's a teeth there. I'm trying to think of what it does. I think it just warps the room, but I'm gonna try it just to see. Guess not. I forgot what it did. Interesting. We really needed that. Alright. Well, now it takes us just outside of this room.
Oh, it's so beautiful. And, oh, it's a maze. I remember doing something like this when I was a little girl. You have to follow it all the way to the center.
Now, I always liked how they had her do that scene because it foreshadows something that used to confuse me at first, but upon playing this all the way through, then it made sense. And this is the room in the other video that I thought had, when we were in the other room, and I thought we were in this room. This is the one that I was referring to with this gruesome animation over here. Now, once again, it plays through much faster than it used to, but you get the idea. Now, for some reason, the music itself still plays at the regular rate, but the animation to go along with the music has been sped up, which I always thought was weird. In this one spot, the music doesn't speed up there, but the animation does, so that was always weird. But anyways, gross. And if you can see, I think when I turn, I'll show you. I always thought that the key here had something to do, like this keyhole on this door or mirror or whatever within this room, and the door that's back there. I always thought that this was part of a puzzle somewhere later in the game, and it had something to do with, like, I don't know, something secret hidden in the house, but I never quite understood what that said. But it's basically all it's there for is there's just that weird animation of a person standing in the mirror. Anyways, we are just outside of what, there was a reason why I waited to do this room until last, because this here, okay, so you might be thinking, well, that's weird, how do we do a maze on the floor? It's probably like the heart puzzle where we have to follow it to the end or something. When I click on this brain, actually this is not the puzzle. The puzzle is involving the floor over there, but there's a reason why this stays here, and you're gonna need to memorize this or take note of this if you want to. If when you play the game, I've already done so for myself from when I originally played this game. I have it all already recorded and everything, but in case, just so for your records, if you decide to play this game, this is important to a puzzle later on, which we will get to after this one, which we will get to next. So just take note of this. This is the key or the code, or it's very helpful to write this down before going to the next place. But without further ado,
Don't you just love surprises?
I like how he says that, because yeah, you think that the puzzle's gonna be the maze, and it turns out to be this bishop puzzle. But given the time that we're at, I think I'm gonna start here in the next video, so we'll save this for next time. But we got really far for now, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. So this is Starfish Girl signing out, saying thanks for watching. See you next time.